Live from KHOU 11, your news starts now.
Travel headaches for air travelers amid the government shutdown with no relief in sight. We are live at Bush Airport with a look at how staffing shortages are impacting passengers. Plus, a tragic chain reaction crash in South Houston left 3 people dead. What police say happened here and their message to the public. Good afternoon. I'm Cheryl Mercedes. Thanks for joining us. Tonight, the government shutdown is having a major impact on a busy travel day. This is a look at the travel delays and the wait times at Houston's airports. Tonight, people headed to Bush are being warned that it could take over 3 hours to get through security. Our Troy Kless joins us live from Terminal A in Bush Airport for the second night in a row. And Troy, wow, what a difference from yesterday.
Yeah, literally night and day, Cheryl. So you can see behind me, this is just one of several security lines that are just wrapped around, going back and forth throughout Terminal A. Some lines stretching downstairs to the first floor. Baggage claim, again, something that, I haven't seen here since this government shutdown has began. So take a look at the lines that you see here that we got some video of earlier this evening. This afternoon, the TSA security checkpoints are only open in Terminals A and in Terminal E. The Houston Airport System sent a statement this afternoon saying that its staff are working to support their TSA partners and keep passengers moving efficiently. But some passengers that we spoke with don't think that's been the case. I spoke with one woman who was in town for a conference but missed her flight back home.
My flight was at maybe about 3:21 to depart. I got here maybe about 1 o'clock-ish time frame, and even at that time, this area had 5 lines, and they were going through a change between the shifts, and no one was communicating, so it was just super chaotic.
And Urena Nance talking with us, and she empathizes with the TSA staff who were doing unpaid work while this government shutdown continues. And according to the Houston Airport System, they're asking, again, passengers to just expect these increased wait times. And back out here live, you're seeing that, this is the scene in Terminal A right now, but over in Terminal E, we are hearing about similar issues and long lines for security. And we're going to hear from additional passengers who, again, are choosing to ride it out in the line and hoping that they make their flights on time. Reporting live at Bush Airport, Troy Kless, KHOU 11 News.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough Monday morning, it appears, too, Troy. Thank you. Now, here's a look at the wait times over at Hobby Airport. The line through that checkpoint is taking at least an hour. That's according to the Houston Airport System's website. CBS News polling is showing a real concern among Americans about the effect of the shutdown on transportation. Today on Face the Nation, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said safety will always be the priority.
We will slow traffic down. You'll see delays. We'll have flights canceled to make sure the system is safe. But we have to be honest, when we have controllers where we have shortages in towers and TRACONs doing 2 jobs, does it add more risk into the system? Sure it does. But again, we're always managing that. Again, we don't want crashes. We want people to go safely. And so we will slow and stop traffic if we don't think we can manage it in a way that keeps people safe as they go from point A to point B.
Duffy says while he wants airport employees to come to work and eventually be paid, he has no plans on firing air traffic controllers who are making decisions to feed their families. New at 5:30, a toddler is in critical condition after they were hit by a car. According to Sheriff Ed Gonzalez, it happened at the Bella Vista apartment complex on Wallaceville Road in Northeast Harris County. The child, believed to be 2 years old, was taken to a hospital. We're told the driver did stay at the scene. Happening now, police are looking for the person who ran over a 3-year-old boy, killing him. It happened before 11 o'clock last night near an apartment complex on O.C. Street off Richmond Avenue in West Houston. Police say the boy was walking with his mother through the parking lot when something caught his attention. He tried to cross the street and was hit by a driver in a Toyota pickup. That truck has been found and HPD's Vehicular Crimes Division is investigating. Tonight, 3 people are dead after police say a drunk driver ran a red light, causing a 5-vehicle crash. Officers say that driver may not survive either. It happened overnight at Alameda Road and West Orem Street. Michelle Choi takes us through what happened and the message police want everyone to hear.
Just after 1 a.m. Sunday, a violent 5-car crash at Alameda and West Orem left 3 people dead. Police say this gray Chrysler, speeding southbound on Alameda with no headlights on, blew through a red light and T-boned a white Buick driving through the intersection. That impact pushed the Buick into 3 other cars waiting at the light. By morning, daylight revealed the full scope of the wreck. Both cars mangled. The suspect's Chrysler crumpled to the windshield. The victim's Buick barely recognizable. Inside that Buick, a male driver, a male passenger, and a woman passenger. Police say the men died at the scene and the woman was thrown into a ditch, later dying at the hospital.
This is a pretty horrific scene. You have 2 that were here on scene that were deceased, and then not only did we lose the female at the hospital after arrival, but his condition is still very critical at this time also. So this could turn into a quadruple fatality, and it's really sad.
The suspected drunk driver, now in critical condition, had a blood alcohol level above the legal limit. His charges have been upgraded from DWI to intoxication manslaughter.
We were able to find out from the hospital what he was impaired with and his blood alcohol level, and then we were also able to prove here at scene by the light sequence that he did run that light and by the witnesses' statements.
3 other drivers hit in the chain reaction were treated at the scene and are expected to be okay. As HPD's Vehicular Crimes Division and the Harris County DA's office investigate, Sergeant Dallas is urging drivers to make smarter choices and had this sobering reminder.
So it's important to keep the streets of Houston safe. We ask this day and time, there's plenty of ride shares that are available. So please make sure if you think that you're going to go out and party, that you make sure that you have a safe ride home to keep the citizens on our streets safe.
In Southwest Houston, Michelle Choi, KHOU 11 News.
In Montgomery County, while deputies were investigating a suspected DWI crash, they say another driver hit a Porter fire truck, then crashed into a tow truck. It happened around 2:30 this morning on Highway 59. The sheriff's office says the fire truck and the tow truck both had their emergency lights on at the time of the crash. Another tow truck driver says it was like a blur right in front of it.
Car hit the fire truck, came flying in, smacked the quick tow truck. It's no good.
The driver of the tow truck that was hit was taken to the hospital but is expected to be okay. Both drivers could be charged with DWI pending the results of a blood test. To the weather now as we take a live look outside this gorgeous sunny evening. You can actually feel how beautiful it is outside. Meteorologist Kim Castro in for Pat Kaplan this afternoon. And Kim, wow, I don't even know what to say. I'm just speechless because it is just that beautiful outside.
Wow, just about sums it up. This was a really, really nice Sunday for more reasons than one. For starters, we got that extra hour of sleep, which I think a lot of us enjoyed. It was a nice quiet start to the day, cooler than where we should be for this time of year. Average low should be 55 degrees. And we maxed out at 73, also below average. We should be at 77. Record for this time of year is 89, nowhere near that. We also weren't near any cold records either, so perfectly pleasant. And yes, the sun has started to go down. Here's a live look at NRG. Beautiful, peaceful end to what was a really nice Sunday. 71 degrees right now out the door. We're up by 2 degrees from yesterday. The breeze is still out of the north, so it's a nice drying breeze. There's very little humidity in the air, so all fronts look really good for our Sunday evening plans, in case you have any. Your hour-by-hour forecast checks out like this, so we'll be in the low 60s by the time we head into the 10 o'clock hour. During the overnight, we'll cool off into the 50s, and I think a lot of us are actually waking up in the upper 40s tomorrow morning, a low at Bush Intercontinental Airport of 49 degrees. Notice all the way through Wednesday, temperatures are going to start off at or below average for this time of year, which should be 55 degrees. And then slowly but surely we do start to increase those overnight low temperatures and our high temperatures as well. Woo, beautiful look from our hotel Zaza camera looking out towards the Med Center, Herman Park. Beautiful way to spend your Sunday. If you were there, you know what I mean. 75 degrees, sunny for tomorrow. We're at 77, still very sunny on our Tuesday. Now by Wednesday, we'll have just a couple of clouds overhead, but notice temperatures now starting to climb above average for this time of year. So we'll be in the low 80s by the middle of the week, and that's also when you're going to start to feel that humidity creep back in. So we're nice and dry today. We'll We'll repeat that again tomorrow with dew points below 50. By Tuesday, we are in the mid and upper 50s, still comfortable, but you're going to start to feel a little more stickiness by the time we get into Wednesday, Thursday, and our Friday. This weekend, though, we'll have a light drop in humidity as we'll change the weather pattern. For now, it's all about high pressure. That keeps things really calm and quiet, keeps the showers away, so it's nice and mild, pleasant weather for this coming week. And you're really not going to see much of a shift in that until maybe the tail end of the weekend. I'm talking Sunday. This coming Sunday, we could have a small chance for some showers, but otherwise it's really going to be a lot of sunshine, dry days. You don't have to worry about budgeting extra time to commute to or from work because you're not going to be battling showers. Now you are going to have above average temperatures. That's not just here in the Lone Star State, but a huge chunk of the country, which is pretty in line with the pattern that we're expecting for the winter time as well. So we're under a La Nina season, and that means that the jet stream tends to turn a little further north towards Canada. That keeps us a little drier and a little bit warmer. Now the dry part is what's going to give us a bit of a concern. The drought monitor is not looking so great. So the latest one was released this past Thursday. We'll check out this coming Thursday's drought monitor to see any worsening conditions. We haven't had too much measurable rain, so I do suspect some of these severe drought spots, like in Liberty, a portion of Chambers County, Austin, Colorado, and Wharton, might expand. So that's something to keep a close eye on. In the tropics, I'm happy to report I don't have my eye on anything. Nothing is expected over the next 2 to 7 days. All right, here it is, your 7-day forecast. Told you, nice and quiet. Oh, I have to take off that little clock. We already got our extra hour of sleep. Now we've already fallen back. But notice temperatures continue to climb as we head into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And that chance for a shower really isolated on our Sunday. Right now, it looks like it's mainly along the coastline, but I'll keep you posted throughout the week. If anything changes, I'll be sure to give you a heads up. Cheryl.
All right. Thank you so much, Kim. Well, we're looking ahead to 3 stories happening this week. First, tomorrow, the Harris County Sheriff's Office will conduct an active shooter drill. It's starting bright and early at 5 a.m. and people who live around FM 1960 East in the Humble area, well, you may notice a lot of first responders until it wraps. We asked HCSO about how long the drill will last and if they expect any roads to be closed, but we haven't heard back. Tuesday is Election Day, and there are 17 new amendments to the state constitution on the ballot, including property tax breaks for homeowners and a measure that would let judges deny bail to certain defendants. Polls will open at 7 and close at 7. If you are in line by 7 p.m., you will still be allowed to vote. KHOU 11 is your election headquarters and will have live streaming coverage throughout the day on Tuesday. That's on the KHOU 11 Plus app. Just download to your TV and watch for free. Starting Wednesday, Polk Street will close between Charter Street and Avenida de las Americas. It's part of the project to expand the George R. Brown Convention Center. Houston First Corporation, the group behind that project, says the sidewalk will reopen later this month to give people and bicycles access between Edo and downtown. They say this is not a permanent closure. Now that would still need approval from the City Council. Back to our coverage of the government shutdown. One of the main reasons for the gridlock in the U.S. Senate is the fight over health care. Democrats want to extend Affordable Care Act subsidies, while Republicans say they won't negotiate until the government reopens. Jen Sullivan breaks down how much more you could end up paying for health insurance.
The government shutdown is now in its 2nd month. At the center of the battle on Capitol Hill, healthcare subsidies that make insurance more affordable for millions of Americans. Those tax breaks, though, are set to expire. Democrats want to see them extended.
Ripping health care away from millions of Americans is unpopular.
More than 24 million people have health insurance through the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare, and roughly 92% of enrollees receive federal tax credits to help lower their monthly costs. Renewing the subsidies would cost $35 billion every year for the next 10 years. Many Republicans say they won't negotiate the subsidies question until enough Democrats approve a spending bill to reopen the government.
Get this thing open. We have shown in good faith that we will do the appropriations process.
Regardless Regardless of subsidies, the cost of health insurance through the Affordable Care Act will jump. KFF, a nonprofit focused on health policy, recently looked at monthly costs for healthcare coverage and found ACA insurers are raising premiums by roughly 26% next year. But if you take away subsidies on top of the increases, the costs will be even higher.
We're expecting that on average, premium payments are going to more than double. That's a 114% increase.
KFF says average monthly premium costs could go from $888 to as much as $1,904 in 2026.
I have people who are sitting at home in Massachusetts right now looking at their new healthcare premiums and trying to decide between healthcare and rent.
Federal tax credits are set to expire at the end of the year. Jen Sullivan, KHOU 11 News.
We want to stand with our Houston friends and neighbors affected by the government shutdown, so we put together a list of events happening over the next several weeks. Text the word food to 713-526-1111 and we'll reply with the dates, locations, and the website where you will need to pre-register. Dia de los Muertos is being celebrated across the Houston area this weekend. And here's a look at 3 events in Kemah: MECA's festival at the historic Dow School and Carbach Brewing Company. Well, the Day of the Dead is about paying respect and remembering friends and family members who have died. Traditions include building home altars called ofrendas, leaving behind some of their favorite food and drinks. And Kim, my goodness, they couldn't have asked for a better weekend weather-wise.
I know. I hope everybody got outside.
Yes.
Soaked in the dry air, the sunshine. If you didn't, don't worry. It spills over into the start of our week.
Oh,
it's going to be
tell me more about that.
Such a nice Monday, Tuesday, even into our Wednesday. Notice mornings starting off in the upper 40s to low 50s, afternoons in the mid and upper 70s, lots of sunshine, a little bit more humidity though as we head into the tail end of the work week, and by the weekend a small chance for an isolated shower, but it's only at 20%. I love a quiet start to the week.
Oh yeah.
Ease back into it after all the Halloween festivities, the Dia de los Muertos festivities.
A nice way to start November. Hey.
Oh my gosh, November.
Let's keep it going,
That's
Kim,
right.
shall we?
Woo, the year's almost over.
Oh, it is. Thanks so much for joining us here online at 5:30. We'll have much more for you tonight on TV at 10:30, but you can stream us anytime online on KHOU 11 Plus. Just download to your TV and watch for free. See you at 10:30.